Hello everyone, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making tutorial. This is the card we're making today. It's this really simple birthday card featuring the little trio of butterflies. And this was made to feature some of the new ink colours from Stampin Up. And we've got Timid Tiger, which is the orange. The yellow is Darling Duckling. And this little piece here is Secret Sea, this dark blue. So, let me make another one featuring some different colours. Firstly though, I'm going to do with my butterflies. Now I've cut 3 butterflies out using the beautiful butterflies dies. And these are the dies here. You get lots of different dies as you can see. But I just use these 2 little small ones here for this card. And then I'm going to use some Wink of Stella. You can use any shimmery pen you've got. Or you don't have to. You could even use clear embossing powder. To give it a little shine, and I'm just going to pour this over this piece here. Not pour it, but just paint over all of my butterflies with this, and just gives them a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of something, something, something. Okay, that will do. And then I'm going to set these aside just for a few minutes to dry as we work on the rest of our card. So as I said, this card base here was Timid Tiger. This time we're using a different ink colour, and this is Cloud Cover. And then I've got a piece here of basic white that's going to go on the inside here. So there are 5 new ink colours that released beginning of May, and they were Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and then Cloud Cover, Secret Sea, and Strawberry Slush. And between the 2 cards we are using all of them. So there we have that. Now on the front I have a piece here of Secret Sea, and you can see which side we're going to use. I'm going to use the other side, I think. I'm just going to melt this on a piece of basic white. Now all these measurements will be on the blog post, and you can find the link to them and all my social media links in the description box below, so do check that out after the video. There we go. Now we're just going to put this on the front of our card. Like that. Isn't that nice? Now I'm going to punch out some circles. I think last time I used this punch, which is my old retired now 1.5 inch punch, but you could use whatever size you wanted. Or maybe I used this one. Maybe I used the 1 3/4 inch, and I punched this out of Timid Tiger cardstock. I was going to maybe punch this out again out of whatever you call this card, Strawberry Slush, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to actually punch it from some scrap pieces of cards, scrap pieces of my whatchamacallit, designer series paper. So I'm going to use the same pattern here. That's 2. Let's see if I can get a third out. Just lovely. So why don't you use that piece up? So I'll bring back my original thing here. I'm going to arrange my pieces. Let's see. Last time I did it like this, and I was wondering after I went to bed if I did a slightly different orientation. I think I quite like that, so I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to pop them up because my butterflies are going to have dimension. So I'll have this like that. I think I really gonna like this better than my original. So there we go, we've explored together. So there we are. You could have a piece of white around that, but I actually quite like the way it looks just as it is. Now, I'm going to have my sentiment. I can either have it in Strawberry Slush or I can have it in Secret C, and I've already stamped Happy Birthday, so let's stamp the next bit, which is going to be Let's Celebrate. So let's find it. Here it is. So I'm going to put this on my grid paper to get it straight-ish. Oh, it's wanting to stick to me, which is never a good thing. Okay, pick this up with my block. Secret C, I do like this colour, Secret C. I love the dark navy of it. I think it's great, just it pops so well against other colours. Let's Celebrate. Let's try it again and just see. Yep, that's better, I think. Right, clean up time. I'm going to have to straighten that bit up a bit. I did not stamp straight. Oh well. That's what a good pair of scissors is for. Close this up before I dump something in it by mistake. Right. I'll chop off a little bit off the end there, and again here. And let's see. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to chop a little bit off this one as well. There we go. Perfecto. Now let's pop this on some whatever you may call it. My seal is finished. So if you need to use seal, you just take it out and dump it, and then you get a replacement. So I'm sorry if I'm making a mess of the camera. They come in a packet like this. You take it out. There's a quick demonstration of how to replace your seal. Put it back in like that. You put this in like that. Check everything looks good, and you should be ready to go. Oh yeah, there we go. And that's how easy it is just to replace your seal refill. Okay. Just matching it against the straight line, and then I'm just going to cut this out very randomly. Get rid of that scrap, and now I'm going to cut this out better. I find cutting with a smaller bit of cardstock around me is easier for some reason. So that will do. And then scissors with a longer blade makes cutting something like this straight much more easy, because you're just cutting in one piece rather than cutting again and again, which is where you're likely to go askew. Right. Let's bring back our butterflies. Should be dry-ish. I'm just going to fold up the wings slightly myself. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, just a tiny amount, in the centre. I'm going to have one flying up there. And I'm going to just give the wings again a little bit of a smoosh. And have one flying like that. And this one going straight up. There we go. Now I'm gonna use some adhesive strips. And gonna figure out where we want to put our sentiments. Happy birthday. Down there. Yeah, I like that. Try to keep it straight. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's what we've got so far. So on my original, as I said, I just used the plain circles, and I used one of our little journaling pens to make these little marks around the side, but I've changed my mind for this one, so as you do. So last thing but not least, I'm going to use some sequins, not sequins, rhinestones here. I've got some here that I cut out from my big sheet for a class, and they didn't all get used up, so such a small piece, before they go missing I'm going to use them up. And such a small bit is so easy to get lost. I'm just putting a few here in the centre of my butterflies. Okay, so there we go. There it is, our two versions of the same card. You can tell me which you prefer in the description box below. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As I said, if you want more information, head over to my blog and you'll find everything there you need. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.